Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the final battle of Battle of the Beasts, Season 1. Anyway, this is battle number 77, and we're at our top two beasts. We have, on the left side, I need to go to this side now, Krestor, the Crushing Terror, and on the right side, Torpix, the Twisting Serpent. We've started this tournament on the Adam Ferns archives anyway, 7 months ago, I think, and on this channel along with the Dimensional Gamer Squad, it was nearly a year ago. And to finally get to the top two is absolutely mesmerising. I'm actually really surprised I made it through this tournament as quick as I did. But that's because I've been dishing them out ever since this whole quarantine started. But now that we're here, final two. We started with 78. After 77 battles, with 76 battles, we're down to 2. And honestly, with this, I could not have picked a better 2 from the final 5. Both these beasts definitely deserve to make it as far as they did. And if there's anything negative to say about them, not really. Both these beasts fought hard to make it through. They've gone against rather easy opponents. They've gone against rather hard opponents. And the larger beast by far is Torpix. He was a larger beast since last episode when he killed Furno. So I won't say all their victims because that's going to be a lot of beasts I'm going to need to remember the name of. And I'm kind of on the time crunch because I like to get lots of videos recorded since I have this time being home alone. Yay, finally. If you don't know, I like recording when I'm home alone. But the weakest beast that Torpix killed was Tagus. The strongest was Furno. Weakest beast that Krestor killed, probably Stealth. Strongest one, you're going to hate me. Okay, I was going to say Serpio, but I'm going to say Rock, actually. Okay, and that's it. For the final battle, I think it'll be good to have a rocky terrain arena, as that was the one we used the most throughout this entire tournament, and I think it's the one we should finish it with. As you may know, for typical English weather, during quarantine, it is really hot, and the more I talk, the more air that goes on my face. So, if it's okay, I am going to have... that's too strong. I'm going to have a fan on, just so it will be cooling me down throughout the entire thing. Hold on. Come on. Damn rotation. There we are. Now I'll have some air breathing into me, blowing into me whilst I'm hosting this tournament. And with that being said, let's get into this final battle. So, as both beasts exit their chambers, I hope that'll be the thumbnail. If not, I'll be really upset. As both beasts exit their chambers, they both see each other straight away across the rocky terrain. And Krestor charges up towards Torpix, just grabbing onto each rock, pulling him forwards, whilst also using his back legs to push him forward as well. Torpix slithering up to him. They both shoot acid at each other. Krestor spikes towards him, so shooting spikes towards Torpix. Torpix spitting it out. It both lands on them, but does nothing. Because both beasts are immune to acid. So this is why I like this final matchup, because they can't rely on their best move. So Krestor, realising that, he gets his head and just swings it towards Torpix. I'm going to give myself a headache, and hits Torpix square in the face, knocking him to the side. Torpix gets his tail and whips Krestor in the head, knocking his head to the side. Krestor rears up on his back legs and starts slashing towards Torpix, whilst Torpix is leaning backwards and snapping his mouth towards Krestor. Torpix a bit bites into Krestor's neck, piercing through the scale armour, but Krestor's claws went slashed through Torpix's scaly armour, and both beasts move back in pain, roaring as blood is dripping out of their respective wounds. Torpix regains his tail quick enough though, and uses his tail and wraps it around Krestor's neck and starts pulling one way and pushing his tail the other way, as hard as he can to constrict Krestor. Krestor uses his claws, grabs hold of the part of Torpix's scales, body that is wrapped around his neck, digs his claws into them and pulls backwards, making him able to breathe. And Torpix uncoils himself, but before Torpix gets away, Krestor grabs hold to his body again, pulls Torpix's head towards him, and uses his head to just hit Krestor in the head again, knocking him backwards. So Torpix is probably going to get brain damage or something. So what Torpix does is that he slithers away to regain himself. Just God, a bit of a headache for him. And Krestor is charging up towards Torpix as he has him against the ropes. Torpix slithers away to try and get out of reach of Krestor, and Torpix gets a bright idea to using his brain anyway, because Krestor probably doesn't have a brain because he keeps hitting his head against everything. Whilst Krestor charges towards Torpix, Torpix stays where he is, and without Krestor noticing, he flicks his Torpix flicks his tail underneath Krestor's feet, tripping him up, causing him to roll towards Torpix. Torpix moves out of the way, and Krestor just rolls straight into the edge of the arena, causing cracks to go all around the area of it, and bits of the top just falling off from both sides of the wall. Yeah. So when Krestor gets back up, he gets hit on the head by that piece of wall that he knocked off the top of the arena, and roars in anger. And what he does is that he shoots acid out into the sky, making it land over the arena, hitting all the rocks and the ground, just causing the ground and rocks to steam up. And so that is cutting off both of their visions, but Krestor is using that time to get out of the way, and because his vision is good for night and day, that would also mean that it will be good through fog as well. However, Torpix has very good hearing, despite having no ears. But then again, which beast has ears? Apart from the wolf beast, because I just remembered that one. So Krestor, thinking he's been stealthy, doesn't realise that the ground is getting really weak now, that with one step, his claw just sludged into the ground. So he pulls it backwards, being as quiet as he can, but Torpix, hearing all this, very sensitive hearing, is looking right towards Krestor the entire time, but not seeing him. Krestor, thinking he's behind Torpix, jumps up and ready to pounce on top of Torpix. Torpix senses that, or hears that anyway, and moves out of the way for Krestor to dive into the wall again. And what Torpix does is that he gives Krestor a taste of his own medicine and uses his head to just beat the ever-living crap out of Krestor. Oh god. Ow! Why do I keep doing what the beasts do? Okay. However, it's not as effective as Krestor's head though, so he just easily gets back up. And Torpix, realising this, charges towards Krestor, wraps his entire body around Krestor's neck and body, causing his arms to be pinned against his sides. Krestor falls back to the ground, landing on Torpix, but Torpix also landing on Krestor. With Krestor unable to do anything, he just keeps rolling around to try and make Torpix get hurt enough, I guess, to release his grip. Whilst Torpix doing that, he increases his grip and Krestor's pain by biting into the back of Krestor's neck and pulling the flesh and scales off of the back of his neck. And he does that at many different points around the back of his head and neck. So much so that Krestor uses all the strength he can to boost himself up where he's standing on those 2 feet, and he charges backwards over the entire arena, slamming into the opposing wall, where the tops of that wall is starting to crumble down as well. The combat arena is crumbling down right now. and one of the rocks lands on Torpix, causing him to let go and uncoil himself from the pain that he had just been squashed into a wall and having a rock land in his head. I'm enjoying this battle for some reason. Krestor, realising he's now free from that terrible grip, charges up towards Torpix, realising he has to finish this as quick as he can before Torpix starts regaining himself. And he swings his head, ready to uppercut Krestor this time. Yep, uppercut Torpix this time. It works, knocking Torpix's head up, knocking his entire body up into the air where he just lands on his back. But he regains himself quickly and slithers back up to Krestor. This time going to the left whilst Krestor's charging to him. Just before they collided, Torpix using his tail to trip Krestor up and wraps his neck. It wraps his tail around Krestor's neck and wraps his body around Krestor's arms, trapping him again, and this time biting into Krestor's back legs, basically, and ripping out the flesh and scales, making them basically out of action. Krestor has the Krestor, realizing he's having trouble, has only one idea left, whilst Torpix is constricting his airflow because he's strangling his neck again. Krestor does the only logical thing he can think of by doing is by shooting acid from his spikes to hopefully try and get Torpix off. He does that, and it's not very effective, but it is dissolving the underbelly of Torpix's scales very gradually. I did say he's acid proof, but I didn't say it was just on the top. He is just acid proof on the top, just like Krestor is. Torpix is writhing in pain, but before he lets go of Krestor, he builds up acid and spits it into the leg wounds that he puts inside Krestor. That gave Torpix an idea, where after he'd done that, he lets go of Krestor, and whilst Krestor is writhing in pain from his legs being filled with acid, just starting to dissolve, Torpix is feeling pain from his entire underbelly. But Torpix manages to go through that pain, get wraps around Krestor, and as quick as he can, spits acid into the back of Krestor's head and neck wound, going right into him, and causing the insides of Krestor's head to start dissolving. And as one final resort, Krestor gets his claw and slashes at Torpix's face, going over his eye and scratching out scales on his head. Torpix reels back in pain and collapses to the ground, and Krestor also collapses to the ground at the same time. After what seems like ages of silence, one beast rises up, surviving all of his wounds. And because his insides aren't melted, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honour to give you the winner of Battle with the Beast, Season 1, Torpix, the Twisted Serpent! The Guardian of the Eternal Flame has won. I waited so long to do that, by the way. Okay, so if you didn't know, Krestor has lost, Torpix is the champion, and that's all I can say, really. That's all this battle wrote. If you feel like Krestor should have got the title as the winner, please leave in the comments below why you think that. But for me, I gave Torpix the victory because with the power of his body being able to constrict the lives, and the fact his fangs should be powerful enough to dig into scales and rip out the flesh and scales. Because I said Krestor and Torpix is acid proof, but I didn't say the insides of them aren't. It doesn't make much sense with the whole having acid inside them, being able to spit it out. But their organs, no matter what beast you are, should not be acid proof. So for that reason, I gave Torpix a victory, as from the injuries that both of them got, Torpix's are a bit less severe. So with that being said, Krestor has a silver medal, Torpix has a gold medal, and by what his job is on Seraph, is the proper guardian of the Eternal Flame. The most powerful beast should be the guardian of the Eternal Flame. And as clearly said, it's not the reason why I let him win, though. And it's not the reason I let him win because he's my zodiac sign. I let Torpix win because I saw that if he has the power to kill a really formidable beast, be Inferno, along with having a chance against Krestor, guaranteeing a win against Rock, being able to dissolve Rock with his acid, along with Madara and Torpix and Tagus and Stealth, and what was the other one he killed? Balisk. Those are all really formidable beasts, apart from Tagus and Stealth. No, he didn't kill Stealth, he killed Skirik. Okay, apart from Tagus. They're all really formidable beasts, and for him to kill 7 beasts in total, I think that deserves a victory. I mean, I know Krestor couldn't help it because he got the skip. But, come on. I mean, you should not be ashamed saying that you wanted Krestor to win because he came close. Like, Torpix was at the edge of bleeding out. His organs were about to start dissolving. The thing that just barely gave him that route is that the underbelly may not be as acid-proof as the top. But it won't dissolve very quickly, unlike the insides of people's organs or beasts' organs. And for that reason, Torpix has won. So here we are, the winner of Battle of the Beast Tournament Season 1. I've been your host, Adam Ferns, and that's all for this time. If you liked what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that notification bell down below. This is the last Battle of the Beast tournament until after I've done my Beast review on Series 24. I haven't got that book series yet, so it may be a while, but don't worry, I have the other seasons. And with that being said, that is all for this time. Peace out.